Sorry, I was
Heyo!
muted. Hey, buddy, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Pretty
S-
good, pretty good. Or, I
Little
thought you
hot. We
asked
had
how
a
I
little
was.
hiatus. We had a little hot. I didn't ask how you were. I'm not interested in how you. No.
Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. We
Yes,
thought we would, yeah, take that off, and we figured most people would be busy.
yeah, we
Alistair
did.
says, "Hey
I
guys,
think
hope
so.
you had a good Easter. Thank you,
Yes,
appreciate
and
that."
likewise, Alistair. That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's man, it's been amazing. I am genuinely interested in how you're doing, James. How are you
I'm
doing,
pretty
James?
good. I feel like I should be asking. I want to make sure that my voice is working. Yeah. I want to make sure that you're doing okay because I know you're pretty busy right now. Well, for anybody that maybe you mentioned it from.
I don't know how much I've mentioned it. Maybe.
Well, on the side, we have mentioned that school and finishing education has always been an important thing to us.
That's true. We have.
To a large degree because of our family and our mom always encouraging us with that stuff. And
True.
so
True.
John, I finished a science degree, and John did. He's finished his undergrad initially in English, but ended up with film, right, John? And maybe
That's
an
right. Yeah.
English minor, or anyways.
No, ended up
No,
just
I
doing
didn't.
the general.
He
Didn't go for the honors. I didn't go for the honors.
just didn't want to work
I was in
any
honors,
harder,
but then
right?
I was kind of done. I'd had a long bachelor's degree experience because of all of our touring, and that's always our story is we kind of do things in between, right? So I had
Anyways,
dragged it out long enough.
John is in um, part-time law school, so it's a
That's
pretty
right.
big thing.
At
It's a
Queen's
difficult
University.
thing, and they've been really great about
Oh yeah,
working with you
super
with
good.
that.
And they like
But he's
they've been
studying for
amazing.
exams,
The profs, I am studying for exams. I'm in
like
the thick of
big
it. The
time.
profs have been amazing at Queens. Like they a number of courses I've taken have been on times when we're completely gone. We're on tour for the year, and so I usually take the books with us on the bus and just sit at the back lounge and read and sort of show up for the exams at the end. And so that's been great. And so this year, yeah, I'm in
Thanks, Elaine.
criminal law right now. I'm studying for criminal law. Mainly is the big one coming up, and it's a lot. It's definitely very heavy. It's tough when it's so nice outside. Like it's so nice. It's been like summer this April so far, and it's early April, and then here I am sitting inside, reading about murder. So pretty dark,
Ooh,
pretty dark, but it's okay. It's actually been nice because
it's been
just
so nice this past week, eh?
we
Got up
just
into the
ran out of
20s.
I know. And you know what, James, we just ran out of firewood. Like we just basically ran out of firewood. I mean, we've got a few sticks left, but so what I did, because I can't really justify putting on, for anybody who doesn't know, we have firewood for a big outdoor wood stove that we run that heats the whole house with water circulating. And so it's quite a big operation to start if you just have like the odd kind of chilly night sort of thing. So
Hmm.
I went on down to Value Village, Value Village, as we like to call it, Value Village, the big thrift store chain. We also have a good one in Kingston called Talese, which is cool. I don't know if you've been to it, James. And I thought I'd get
Never
a
heard of that.
couple space heaters because the little space heater that I had from the tour bus, we had those space heaters in the toolbars. Well, James, it finally quit on me. Like the bearing in it, I'm not even kidding. The thing I had it on full
I thought it was
blast.
making a sound for a while.
Well, this one was fine, and then I had it on full blast, and then it just went. It's
Yeah,
like
that's what
some
happens when they go, huh?
when they die. So anyway,
It sounds terrible.
I got this space heater. It's like brand new, man, brand new. For this one was Valley Village. This one was $9.99. I got the same model, brand new, for Alex so she could have it if we needed to kind of just sort of like heat our feet. $7.99. They're like brand new. I can't believe people throw this stuff out. Anyway, so another man's trash, another man's treasure. That's the way it should be.
Well, speaking of
So
another man's
that's getting me through the study. The odd time when it's chilly, but it hasn't been chilly. So anyway,
speaking of
away she
another
goes.
man's trash, I picked up your old chicken wire that you guys didn't end up using, and I was fixing fence holes in our
Ooh,
backyard. You knew
like the
that,
stuff that
right?
we. I didn't know that. Wait, the
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that we took out of the garden from last year's garden.
Yeah, so yeah, apparently. Sorry, you're just
Yeah.
cutting in and out, so I was just worried that you're gonna fall off there. But it's
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, so I took your chicken wire, dude. It's gone.
Nice. So
And
what are you doing
it
patching
is
fences? What's the problem? You've got holes in your
making
fences?
a Guantanamo Bay for the cats in the backyard there, so they can't get out. It's actually very good. That stuff fixed these big holes, and it's like Milo. He was really mad that there wasn't these holes anymore, and he actually was testing it. So we got some testing in. It's pretty good. It's strong, and
It's like the raptors in Jurassic Park. You know the testing. You know the raptors test the
right, right, right,
fences.
right, right.
You know, like they're like that intelligent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So Milo's like a little velociraptor there testing the electric fences, and he's gonna
yeah.
get out and terrorize the neighborhood. I mean, is that what he used to do? Did he dodge the fences and jump through the holes
Well,
and
it was just kind of stressful. Yeah, you had to watch them, and it's nice. There's like a decent amount of room back there, but it's just the fences. Yeah, it's older, and
right,
but I'm
little
just, yeah, it was
Siamese
stressful.
predator.
Stressful for had to keep an eye on them because they would get away. They were
So
like if you didn't watch.
would Milo, so little little Siamese guy, like would he actually get out and kind of prowl the neighborhood, or like you wouldn't let
No,
him?
no, 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 no. We'd be out there, and we have leashes and
Oh,
harnesses and stuff.
right, you guys have the
But
cat
now we can
leashes,
kind of let them off the leash, and they can be
right?
in just their harnesses. And I don't know
And
how
I still
interesting
have to
this
see
is.
these cat leashes,
Yeah,
man. I've got to
it's
see
it's
them.
fun. We have fun out there, but
That's special.
well, stuff that's happened this past weekend. We had the Masters. I don't know if anybody watches the
Mm,
Masters.
right, Masters
That was
tournament.
pretty awesome. I was kind of pumped on Sunday when we had a Canadian. Well, Saturday too, but we had a Canadian getting up right in the top four.
That's right,
Yeah, I think just top four was his highest, and then he fell off a little bit. Corey Connors, but he
Corey
was
Connors.
good for him, man. That's a tough,
Did you see Corey
big
Connors
stage.
hole in one?
Yeah, so I got to pull that up. You
That
told
was
me to do
insane,
that, and
man.
I totally forgot. But
Corey Connors just snipes a hole in one. Just and like you've had a hole in one once, right, James? Didn't you get a hole in one once? Really? Never? I thought you got one once. Well,
I don't remember that. I
well,
feel like that was something I would remember.
you would remember. You would. Okay. Well, I don't know who I was talking to. Clearly, my mind's scattered right now. But
I'm
in
hoping I
any
just
event,
forgot. That'd be great if I'd gotten a hole in one, dude.
like I was almost
I think it was
positive that you said that.
our Uncle Jim. I think our Uncle Jim
Oh,
Butler might
maybe
have
it
got a
was
hole
Uncle
in
Jim.
one.
Uncle Jimmy, he's a great golfer. He's taken us golfing a couple times, and you know, golfing is something I feel quite good about my golf. My, you know,
Dude,
it's my
no, no, no. Have I said this on stream
I don't
before?
know.
So
I don't know.
I take John. We go out, and I figure, oh well, because I had been playing a little bit. I'll take John out, and I'll get to watch him just hack the ball around and all this stuff. And we go out, and he hasn't played since we were in our teens, and we were terrible. We had a family
Oh yeah,
friend that owned a golf club, and man,
awful.
I
We
felt
used to be
so
awful.
bad. He was tried so hard, and he had us out several years, but
I
it
know.
was a disaster.
Just a
And
disaster every year. It's like
you
he
know
had
what
to
the
reteach
worst
us.
part was? You know what the worst part? The worst part was he had these kids he was like doing a nice thing for, and we'd go out there and we just start hacking the grass and like right in front of the owner, just
Well, it was
divots.
yeah. So like, and yeah, he was the owner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
make you
Ken
could.
Harper, what a wonderful guy. Actually, amazing golf course for anybody who
Oh, it's
hasn't gone to
fantastic.
Rivendell Golf Course in Verona. It's like one of the absolute best. Like, and I played there 2 years ago, and it's awesome, James. It's such a good
But
course.
I
Like,
mean,
just
like
as a reminder,
you could eat a bowl of cereal out of these divots. Like they were just massive, and
brutal. I always
it,
felt terrible too.
oh, awful. And
Just
like I felt like I'd start getting it going, and then I'd just fall right off. And
I know,
anyway,
I
so I
know.
take John out, and all of a sudden, like it was a miracle. It was like, especially with golf, you can't just go out on a golf course and all of a sudden start swinging the ball or swinging the club right and hitting the ball. John was like, it was like watching Happy Gilmore. Like he was smashing the ball and hitting
It's
it real
weird.
straight. He just walked on the course one summer and just could hit the ball.
There,
Crazy.
let
Let's
me
watch this. Hole in
Wait,
one here.
wait, hang on. Let me like put this in context though. There are a lot of sports I'm just not naturally good at. So I can
This is
say
weird.
this. I can say this because you know there are a lot of sports I'm not naturally good at. So there's something you know kind of weird about this. It's like I was bitten by a radioactive golf spider, like you know, at some time in my
Do you think
20s, and
do you think
every
it'll
summer I can play. I can play like decently once a summer. I
Do you
don't know
think
what
it's
it is.
because like your center of mass, like you've put on some man weight, and you can,
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
that might
Also,
be,
it's not about
you can
hitting
smash it.
the ball too hard,
I
but
know,
it's
but
not
that's the
about hitting
thing.
it too hard.
As long as you make contact and you've like put on a little bit of man weight, it's
True.
like you can just start, or weight. I shouldn't just specify it to man, but
Right.
here
Yeah.
we are gonna
True.
get canceled. Okay,
Let,
let's watch
let's
this.
let's see the real golfers play here. Let's watch
All right,
this. This is
Scott. Dave Fleming
I'm
back
not
with you.
got anywhere near like
Corey Connors on the 6th hole.
Imagine at the Masters doing this.
at the Masters too, man.
Good looking shot. Corey Connors. How about it?
That is how you do it right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
That's incredible. That's
That
just so
vaults him
feel good.
right
Well, look at him.
up
Look at him. Just like,
to
oh yeah,
fourth
pretty
place.
good, boys.
He's in the mix.
Pretty good.
What a golf shot. And what a
Look at
time
that
to
smug
have
smile.
one.
Love it.
Just the
Love it.
sixth
He
inning
deserves
history.
it.
That's amazing. Really, really, really cool. Yeah, it's amazing.
Who won though? It was I just saw the
Yeah.
article about it. His name
Japanese
escapes
fellow?
me. Japanese
Matsuyama,
fellow, yeah.
I think.
Matsuyama, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I didn't see much of the Masters. I just saw a couple clips, but pretty cool. It is pretty fun. You know what's
Yeah.
funny?
Matsuyama.
That takes me back to when we were making our first records in Virginia, in Luray, Virginia.
Yeah.
And, we've talked about this before on the podcast. In the shadow of the Blue Ridge Mountains, James and I recorded our first couple records in the Shenandoah Valley. And we've talked a lot about it. It's a very special memory for us. And the guy who owned it, Mike Ketchum, he passed away about 10 years ago now, actually. Can you believe that? And Mike, the studio owner, was a real mentor for us in the studio and as a sort of in the music business. Mike also ran the golf course in Luray, Virginia, and so he would take us over there, and he was like a big part of that golf course, and he big fan of the Masters. So James, you started watching the Masters really young, between recording takes, right? Like we'd have it, it would just be playing in the background upstairs in the studio.
Yeah,
remember
I
that,
think
the Grandmasters?
I think probably my first memories of it, and maybe this was around the same time. I haven't really thought that through, but they started putting it on for free on like the Masters apps, and
Right.
so I started watching that, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, definitely down there, and they had the Tiger Woods video game. That was pretty awesome.
Classic.
Yeah.
The last time I watched the Masters
Which is no
was when we
longer.
were on tour with you. Like when we watched it together. We were in Corpus Christi, Texas, at this really awesome Jimmy Buffett sort of Tijuana style, bar. During the day we were having a sandwich at this bar, and we had that was the year, because 2 years ago that Tiger Woods won again, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was crazy. We got to see the end of the Masters right there in Corpus Christi. Pretty cool memory.
Oh
Right
yeah,
on the
no, it
road.
was amazing. We just went to that restaurant and watched it all day, and people, people were high-fiving, and like people you
yeah.
didn't know. It was crazy to think
We were
that
high-fiving random people.
Oh
It was
yeah, no, we were
awesome.
cheering with random people. It was weird. I've never done that with golf ever.
So cool.
And,
No, I know.
Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, I was watching that. That was the Masters is something that I typically turn on. But
Pretty good. It also feels good because that summer's coming. It feels like
well,
green.
same with like getting out and gardening and stuff. Have you you sent some pictures of
I did.
Yeah, some
I
stuff that
did.
you're working on.
So
What's this?
The one thing that I did do this week, other than study some brutal criminal cases, is that we are building new garden boxes. So new garden beds, like raised bed type, not really the proper like up on stilts raised bed, but just we repurposed last year an old sandbox for our garden, but having a great big square isn't as accessible to all the different vegetables as having like smaller sections. So we've built these 4, and so I just put those together. Alex and I we worked on them together just the other day, and I want to shout out. So we live in Harrowsmith here, just near Sydenham, Ontario, and Sydenham is where James and I would spend our summers with our grandparents, and so it's a special village for both of us. And the Truesdale family have the home hardware in Sydenham, and also the grocery store and a number of other things. Truesdale's old general store. We used to perform there out front on the sidewalk. But John really looked after us with this lumber, and he delivered it on his lunch break the other day. And Alex gave him a tip or something like that. And John was like, no, don't give me a tip. And he had come on his lunch, like during his off time. And so I had to go pick up some other things the other day, some extra screws and some things like that. And he comes out and brings them to me, and he says, all right, go home. I said, well, I got to pay for this, John. And he said, nope, your wife tipped me. She wasn't supposed to tip me. So go home. And I'm like, no way, man, come on. So he wouldn't let me pay. He wouldn't let me pay for it. So I just wanted to shout out, that is proper small town, customer service. And so you know what, like I'm constantly going back and forth there to buy stuff because the Truesdale family always treat us really, really kindly there. So I just want to thank you guys for helping us put these together, and we're gonna get some gardens going, Jameser. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So you want to describe what's going on in these pictures?
Yeah,
there?
Pretty simple. So we've just got 2x10s that we bought, and just screwed them all together. It's a pretty simple little box.
And do they get raised underneath somehow or no?
Yeah. So one of the cool things you can do, really simple, is that you put down cardboard, or even if you get those yard bags that you put leaf and yard waste in, and then you cut the bags up and you have like really thin, it's like thin sort of paper bag material, right? And you lay it down on the grass and kill all the grass by doing that. You can also leave the bag there because it'll rot into the ground, and then just dump the soil on top of that. So that's the best way to kind of kill your grass, is you just early in the season get the get the cardboard down. So this is all Alex's project. She's the one who's sort of been speaking with her mom about getting all this garden stuff together. She was betting bound to get these boxes built. So the other day I had to take a little, which was good for me, take a little 1 hour break and get out there, and we'll put these together. So it's nice. And it was a beautiful day. It was like 23 degrees Celsius that day.
Nice. Great success, John.
Great success.
So that is a good reason to get out there. And same with when we were fixing the fences. Kyla's got some garden stuff that's coming up, and gets a little
nice.
We have to figure out why it seems like our yard like collects all the water from
Oh yeah, you're kind of you guys are lower there, aren't you?
Yeah. So fortunately, there's some stuff that's coming up. I was worried that some of our stuff might not come up. So
you guys have the greenest lawn. That's why your backyard's like a really low lying, water swampy.
Yeah,
but it's really green, really green grass. It's gorgeous.
French drains are like a solution that I got to do.
Ooh. What if you just punch a hole? Do you think it'll all just go down a hole if you drill a well or something?
Yeah, let's do that.
That's the way to do it. Just go get a big old auger.
I know you haven't been. I know you. Hey, Akeem.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Sorry. Akeem says, "Hey guys, how was your week? Our week was good. We obviously took off last Monday, so it was kind of weird not being able to get on and chat with you guys. But it was such a nice week last week, just as John and I were talking about, with it being warm where we're at, and yeah, it's like such a tough thing because we kind of went back into like a full-on lockdown, right? And
True.
But there's like all these people that are, it's like 20 degrees and they want to get out and start wheeling around.
Yeah, it's tempting.
Man, it's tough. So I
tough.
feel for a lot of the younger kids. Sometimes people get on them, but it's like when you're young and you've had to stay in or like try to stay inside for a year, and then it's like, I sort of have a little bit of sympathy.
What's not fair though is assuming that because somebody's young that they are just and maybe just because they're with a small group of people, a lot of the time they're in a little bubble or something, right? Maybe they live together.
That's true.
And then making that assumption is like, I obviously caution people against that because
young people a hard time a little bit.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And I'm getting older. I think I can start to say that stuff. No, don't get mad at me. People.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I feel that too, for sure.
Skylar, right on. Thanks for being here. She says third time's the charm. Yeah, hopefully it's the charm. Hopefully it's the charm.
Hopefully this is a charming episode for you, Skylar. Thank you for joining us.
No, I think she's talking about the lockdown. The third
Oh,
lockdown
third
is
time's
the
a charm. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, it's
so
but,
the lockdown,
you
third
know,
time's a charm. Hopefully it is hopefully this is the last one. Let's be honest. Hopefully this is the last one.
I'm back to watching some stuff, and
Nice.
while I'm at home, and I watched a couple of good things, and I'm in the middle of one of them, so people can sort of catch up to
Ooh.
me if they're interested. But
What do you got going on there, Jamesy? What are
one
you
is his
watching these days?
documentary. It's called. And I just wrote down the Art Heist documentary, but I don't remember what.
Oh wait, that's not what it's called.
Nah, let me.
James
see.
and I work off of this Google Doc just to have listed things, and whenever I sort of put topics in there, there's like headings. Maybe it's my law school thing. There's like headings. There's all kinds of bullet points. There's like a little additional info. James has like one word,
I think it's
but
called-
that's kind of like our
yeah.
personalities though a bit, right? James is man of few words, right? It's just like one word as a as a reminder of what he wants to talk about. So I thought that's what it was called. I thought it was called Art Heist.
I think it's called "This Is a Robbery."
Oh, cool. I think
oh,
I've seen this.
I guess we were
I haven't
right-
seen
we
it,
were
but I've
on
seen the
the-
screen cap.
We were googling on the page while everybody was watching. Sorry if my spelling was crazy. So yeah, it's that's not it. It's basically apparently it's the largest art heist in history. So
No way. So it's a true did it happen recently?
no, it happened in the 1990s, early 1990s, and it's crazy. These two guys dress up as police officers, and they
Whoa.
impersonate the Boston police, and the security people let them into this museum,
Whoa.
and then they say that the security guys are I don't know, under investigation or whatever, and they get them turned around and cuff them, and then they say this is a robbery. We're not
Oh my
actual
goodness.
police.
This is like broad daylight.
No, it was at night. It was on St. Patrick's Day actually, so that it could be it was
Perfect.
busy, right? So classic Boston.
It's so Boston, right? To art heist on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
Sure,
so
sure.
but definitely worth a watch, and I'm like
That's
a
awesome.
couple episodes in, and kind of surprised that I wasn't aware of this as an event. You know, it's like especially if it was at least at the time, and it might still be the world's biggest art heist. So
Wow.
and yeah, so worth watching. The other one was a
I love
movie.
heist stuff
Now
like
it's
that.
I can't remember if it was. I don't think it's family friendly. No, it's actually now that I think about it, it's not.
The town.
So for any adults out there, then they can watch Bad Trip. Now the concept itself, it's too bad that it's not
Right.
more family friendly, because it's like the concept is so cool where it's there's these pranks that they do in
Right.
the movie, but then they weave the pranks into a narrative, into the narrative of a movie. So they make it these real pranks are add to the actual narrative that they're trying to tell in the movie, which is obviously fiction. And so it just was a really unique idea, and Tiffany
Nice.
Haddish is in it.
She's great. Have you seen
see,
the stuff with Tiffany
the other guy who
Haddish?
has a-
She's worn the same
Yeah, she
dress.
Works, yeah.
She's worn the same dress to the last bunch of
Oh, really?
award
Eric
shows. And
Andre is the other guy.
This is how awesome she is, right? You know how like the glitz and glam of Hollywood lifestyle. It's like you gotta have. I mean, you gotta have the designer dress that's different every single time.
Yeah.
She's like,
No, apparently
I don't
she worked a
care.
long time to like get some opportunities.
She's the real
and
deal,
stuff.
man. And she
She's
said,
funny.
I bought this dress for however much money. I'm gonna wear it a bunch of times. I'm not just gonna wear it once and not wear it ever again. She's so cool.
Funny.
Yeah. So I'd love to check this one
So
out.
those are a
That's
couple of
pretty good.
things, but definitely the art heist. I love those kind of history things, and
Me too.
I mean, they still haven't found who did this. So
No way.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
So these guys
I like heist
set
movies.
it up
I'm
pretty good.
big Ocean's 11, 12, 13 fan. That Ocean's trilogy.
Yeah.
So good, right? And that there's the second one, Ocean's 12, has a lot of the art theft stuff going on.
Yep.
Right. So
Well, we're coming up
Very
on
awesome.
half an hour here, and we got this other Elisa says, "Hey guys, Hope you had a great 2 weeks. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, Eliza.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, you too.
Yeah, we had a good last week. We had a great Easter. I guess. Yeah, we can talk about.
Yeah.
Sure, I
Well, you know
guess.
what? It's also Siblings Appreciation
Oh
Day
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
this
yeah,
week,
yeah. And there was
right?
this
I
interesting.
appreciate you, Jamesy. I want
Thank
you to
you.
know that you're the best brother I could ever hope for, and you
Oh,
are a
that's nice, dude.
phenomenal talent. And yeah, I mean, shower you with praise here, but the truth is, you are awesome. So,
But there
I
was a cool text thread on
that's
National
right.
Siblings Day, right?
That's true. So our dad and our uncle Steve, like James and I, are the only two brothers in their immediate family, and so they sent I think it was Uncle Steve that I can't remember who it was that sent the other, but okay, this is our dad on the left and Uncle Steve on the right.
Oh,
This is
that's
a
good, dude.
classic photo. I've seen it many times. This is when they were camping when they were really little. I think dad there is like maybe 4.
Yeah.
Um, and
This is
I
the first time that I looked at Dad, and I thought when I see pictures of myself when I'm younger, although you look very much. Well, no, you look more like Mom, but
I look
there
a
was
lot like mom,
some
yeah.
of. I don't know if it's just the cheeks or something like when I was young, you know.
Something. Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. And this was actually so the notorious story behind this camping trip is that dad and Uncle Steve and Nan and Pop were just walking on, a path and just sort of going for a hike. It wasn't really that back country. And he was really little and just sort of happened to kind of just be behind them. And then one minute he's there, the next minute he just walked off the path and he decided to go down a different way. I think what it was is he said he wanted to go down this path, and then everybody thought it was just going to come around, but it didn't. And he kept going off and off and off on this path when he was really, really little. And they lost him for like a few hours. It was a
Terrible.
terrifying experience. And the classic they found him. You James took on a little bit of that genetically. We were talking about this the other day, how James when we were at our great grandmother's retirement residence one time, James was about the same age, a little younger, maybe 2 or 3, and James decided just before we were about to leave that he wanted to hide on all of us. And so we were looking for James for like an hour and a half and found you tucked behind this like one chair in the corner near the fireplace of this retirement residence. And what was going through your mind, James? Were you just kind of like, you know, because you could see you had a vantage point of everybody looking for you. What was going through your mind there? Because clearly you must have got this from dad, kind of this idea of like, I don't want to go off on my own. I want to kind of like maybe sort of go away from the
Yeah, I
pack.
think and I think it was when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of control over things, as the
Yeah,
youngest
and
sibling,
you're
and
the
probably lots of
younger sibling.
younger siblings can identify with that,
Sure.
but I think looking out and seeing people like kind of frantic looking for me was kind of gave me the power,
Sure.
probably.
I figure that. I
So
figure.
there was a bit of like, oh, this is funny because it's like they're looking for me, and I had control, and then as it kept going, and I'm like, then there's like, do I come out now? And then it just like the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna be. So then you're kind of like
Right.
don't want to do it. You don't want to rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're gonna
and
get
then just
more and more
yeah.
trouble.
Fortunately, it wasn't super long. Like I feel like it was
It was a while.
it
It
wasn't
was
an hour.
No, maybe it
No,
wasn't an
I
hour, but it
think it
was
was
long enough.
less.
Listen, I
Yeah,
mean, neither you or I are parents, but I
it would
have
be
a
terrifying.
goddaughter. I
It'd
have
be
a
terrifying.
goddaughter, and I can only imagine if missing for like 20 minutes, would be brutal enough, like just brutal. So, I just I remember finding you, James, and it's just like, yeah, point of no return, right? You're behind there. It's getting worse. You're getting in deeper trouble, and it's just this war in your mind because you're like, I better come out now, but it's going to be worse. But it's going to be worse if I stay and keep hidden.
So that was
But
the deal.
you were pretty cheeky. But anyway, um, great grandma, God rest her soul. She said she would have smacked you in the bum with her cane if you were her kid.
Oh yeah.
So on that note, though, there has been the coolest, most beautiful and it's because it's got a good ending that it was the most happy story from our area. It seemed like all of Kingston was invested in this story last week. I guess it was maybe 2 weeks ago now, but we obviously haven't been on. So little Jude, a boy of only a few years old, I think he was only maybe 3 years old. He just was at their family. I think the family's from Ottawa, but at their family fishing retreat, which is just north of where I live here. So it kind of struck close to home because we're getting all these updates from our immediate county on this sort of event. They had gone to this fishing lodge just a couple weeks ago, and he just, you know what? 1 minute the kid can be there, the next minute gone, and he just wandered off. And like dad, but he just wandered off, and he actually wandered off about a kilometer away from the fishing shack, and he was lost for 3.5 days.
Yeah, it says here.
Out in the wilderness, sleeping at night, sleeping alone, and it wasn't warm yet. I mean, it wasn't freezing cold, but it was cold enough.
Yeah.
And it was, we were following this story. Everybody, every police department, every emergency worker, volunteers were for 3.5 days looking for this little boy. And of course, once it gets past, what is it, 48 hours? I mean, the chances of it having a happy ending
especially
are
with him being 3. He was near water.
Extremely low, near what? There's tons of lakes back there, and he was. So anyway, they found him, and he was. I mean, fine is a relative term. He was, dehydrated and that sort of thing, but he was okay. And it was the most relieving. I think we all had a sigh of collective relief. And I know just chatting with dad and mom about it, particularly dad, having that experience as a kid, that was he was lying awake at night, like just praying that this kid would be found. And
particularly because of that memory he had.
Exactly.
It was really intense.
Exactly. So 3.5 days. Can you imagine a 3-year-old survives in like minus weather for 3.5 days out there? And apparently it wasn't, the coat he was wearing or, he still had his boots on, which is good, but a hand knit wool sweater that apparently the emergency responders say saved his life. Because when wool gets wet, it still stays warm, right? So it was this hand knit wool sweater. Anyway, they got him back. He was okay. And honestly, we all wanted to maintain hope, but it was starting to look pretty grim. So that, I think, was everybody needed that kind of feel good, hopeful story, especially amidst another pending lockdown and just sort of having felt like pretty dragged down by this year. Having that story, that was pretty cool. So anyway, shout out to Jude and his family, knowing that he's okay. And man, that's tough, man. Yep. Really tough.
Absolutely.
Siblings Day.
It was nice that it had a good ending. And speaking of siblings and some of the stuff that we do when we were younger, and we would we'd do all kinds of stuff. There was a period of time where we did something, it seemed, every night, John? I mean, we were fortunate to have that opportunity, but there was violin lessons.
Oh yeah, like extracurriculars.
Did some
Our
boxing.
Extracurricular schedule was crazy.
Obviously, I did some hockey when I was younger.
Yep.
And,
played lots of hockey.
But it seemed every night we'd
so we had violin lessons, and we also had fiddle lessons.
Right.
So we had one teacher because we started playing classical violin, and then we also had fiddle lessons, like to learn fiddle tunes and stuff, with another person. So so we had those. We were boxing, you were doing hockey. It was just like maxed.
It was a sibling situation.
That's true. So, but the one thing that we always did, so Tuesday nights was violin lessons, right? And
we did most things together, right? But there was a couple of things we'd do.
I guess it was
mainly
nice
hockey was the only thing I did by myself.
Yeah, but I went to all your hockey games.
That's true.
I was there. I was upstairs.
Collected the little mugs.
The little
hockey mugs.
NHL brand mugs from the little vending machines that cost $1 each, a loonie each.
Yeah.
I have the entire collection of all the teams from that time because
So
it was
good.
just, and the rink drinking rink hot chocolate, watching James in some old barn somewhere playing playing hockey.
Yeah.
Some of the best memories though, watching you play and getting to sit there and maybe just, I would sit there and do my math homework, I remember, and I'd watch you play.
Really?
Yeah, totally. I used to do homework while I watched you at the rink.
Well, one of my favorite memories of that time is going to our great grandparents that lived across the road, and we talked about this on stage sometimes. And we'd watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
So true. So true.
and
So
that would be after
so
lessons,
good.
and we would. Do you have anything to add to that? It's basically
Well,
what we
no,
do,
just
and
good,
we try to guess the answers. And
really special stories because we actually had a pretty awesome opportunity when we were young to have our great grandparents live right across the road from us. And they, this was a time when our parents, I know I've alluded to this story, but I actually haven't had a chance to really tell it over our podcast before. But our parents were still in school. I know Dad was in law school when we were really young, getting started out. Mom was back in school after that. So, they were doing their best to get by on the bills, certainly, and having Nana and Bamps just across the railroad tracks from our farm and that's what we called them, Nana and Bamps, our great grandparents, and having them across the road doing something simple like bringing over cream and milk and looking after us through snowstorms to make sure we had groceries was a major, major thing. And they helped purchase our first violins when we were really young. And that is pretty special because they were the non-musical side of the family. We have this 4-generation story of touring musicians in our family, but they were the side that didn't perform or play music, but they were also the ones who gave us our first violins and helped us buy them. So we always had this tradition of, after violin lessons on Tuesday nights, we'd go to Nana and Bamps' house. We'd have hot cocoa, real hot cocoa, right? Like not just hot chocolate. Like Nana had the old proper cocoa powder recipe with a dollop of ice cream in it. And we'd sit there, and the thing that we would do is we'd play for them what we learned that week, every week without fail. And then we would watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Regis Philbin. So this was like our favorite TV shows, kids. It's such a, they would watch Jeopardy and all those things, right? They such a such a weird show to grow up on as kids, but we did, right? So
yeah, and so I just
pretty
thought,
good memories.
Change stuff up on the pod and do some different things, and sibling day, maybe some little sibling rivalry. Thought we could pull up a little. I downloaded this. Not the best version of Wants to Be a Millionaire, but it's
oh, nice.
Millionaire Trivia. We'll go game done. Still hear me?
I can totally hear you.
Okay.
Just realized my off-road sign is turned off. I'm finally out of batteries, I think.
Okay. Maybe I'll close this, and maybe this will work. Let's see.
We used to yell at the TV with this show. It was so funny. Like, and we never knew the answers when we were young, obviously. Nana and Bamps were pretty good. They were good at this. They would sit there in their chairs. They'd know. And
there we go.
Oh, I love the graphics. This is pretty good. I think
James
these graphics are better than the TV show graphics.
I'm pulling this off, Johnny. I'm pulling this off. Okay.
This is pretty great, man.
So we thought we'd play 1v1 here. See who can get closest to the million. But if we run out of time, then maybe we'll just do one. So do you want to start, John? You want to do the honors?
Okay. We're playing, man. I love this.
Yeah, let's go. We got
Here we go.
20 minutes here. So.
Okay. What's that?
It's just different maps or something. I don't know. All right, John.
What color is a New York? Well, yellow. Yellow cab. Classic yellow cab.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, Jerry McDonald. How are you doing?
Oh.
Sweet memories.
Oh, and you only have a minute to answer, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Pierce, how are you doing, man?
David killed Goliath. B, final answer. Don't you have to say that? B, final answer.
Which hero killed Goliath? Okay, you're going with B?
Yes.
Okay. All right. $2,000, John.
Ooh.
I think
Go ahead, make my day.
This is. Any weird host for this show?
Clint Eastwood. A.
Okay.
Final answer.
Clint Eastwood, we're good. Okay, he's good. Doing good. You're doing good, Pierce.
So far, so good. Wait, when do I get to the point where I'm guaranteed? Which animal follows the words 20th century in the famous Hollywood studio? Fox. A.
Okay.
Final answer.
Oh my goodness, he's good, guys. Let us know
$3 grand.
as well.
So I'd pay for my trip down to California by now.
Let us know if John's audio isn't coming over the game. I can shut off the music.
Jamesy, this is nucleus, isn't it? D?
This isn't
Final
my
answer.
one, dude. This isn't me. For
Oh,
me.
DNA is located in which part of the cell? Okay, D, nucleus. Oh, I see what you mean. We're competing. All right, final
Yeah.
answer, D, nucleus.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
$5,000.
Music has changed. What soft drinks flavors include Code Red and Livewire? Ooh,
What?
I'm pretty
Honestly,
sure
it's
it's
too much
Mountain
time.
Dew. I'm almost positive it's Mountain Dew. It's not Sprite. C, Mountain Dew, final answer.
Is your final answer?
Yep.
And John is
Yeah!
correct. You've just won $7,500.
Pretty good,
Now for
pretty good.
$10,000, and I should be reading
Astronomy.
this, right?
By what English
astronomy-
name is constellation Cygnus known? Okay. This I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. But would you like to 50-50? Would you like to ask an expert? Or that we don't have phone a friend. Would you like to ask the audience, or would you like to pass and switch questions?
I'm gonna ask the audience. This maybe in real life I don't think this
Let's
is a
ask
good
the
ask the
audience.
audience question, but ooh.
The audience is saying C. What would
50%.
you like to do, John?
Well, I'll go with the audience. Let's say I'll pin it on them
It's
if I'm wrong.
50%.
I know. Okay, C. Swan. Final answer. That seems right.
Oh, and the audience has saved you today, John.
So good.
All right. For $12,500, which country's flag displays the colors yellow, green, and red?
Yellow, green, and red.
wait.
Ooh. Yellow, green. Well, it's not Germany. Poland is blue and white, isn't it? Austria's red. I think it's Lithuania. C. Final answer.
Lithuania for your final answer?
C. Final answer.
Oh, holy smokes.
So far,
For
so good.
$15,000.
Okay.
Who played
Who played
Tattoo on
Tattoo?
the television series Fantasy Island?
Oh, I have no idea. Oh no, I have no idea. And I can't do 50-50 because that'd be a crapshoot. So let's go with
I think you're gonna
let's go
win
with
this.
ask an expert. I have no clue.
Ask an expert. Ada Lovelace
I hope
is
Ada is
only
a
she's only
old
good
TV
in
expert.
science and books. So,
Okay,
do you
well,
want to
let's see
choose
what it-
Ada? I guess I can't unchoose, so
Well,
I'm not sure. I think the answer is D.
oh yikes.
Harris says Hervé. Oh, what do you think?
Who says? Who does anybody? Who does?
This expert says D. What are you picking, John? I would say probably listen to Kara in the chat.
What did Kara say?
Well, why am I helping you? She said A.
Okay, I'll go with Kara. A. Hervé.
A.
Oh my gosh! Yes, Kara, you're the best. I'm so glad I didn't doubt
Okay,
you.
she probably Googled that. No,
Very good.
or she knew. It's cheating,
What is the name
John.
for someone who gives opinions on matters beyond his
Thanks,
or her
Kara.
knowledge? Not a septuagenarian. That's a 70-year-old. Octogenarian is an 80-year-old. Valedictorian. Ultra. Okay. I'll do 50-50 on this one.
Tracy says it's A. Oh no, that was probably for the last one. You're gonna 50-50 this? Okay.
Let's 50-50 it.
All right, A and C.
Okay, it's definitely A. Final answer.
And you are correct, John.
Amazing. 25
$25
grand.
grand. Now for 50,000.
Oh boy.
The Moscow
Moscow
Uprising of 1648 is known as what riot?
C. Red Riot. Final answer.
Oh.
What was it?
So you can continue, but you really can't, right? So you ended up
No,
with
okay.
25,000.
25,000? That's awesome. Okay, reset it, James. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'll switch away. We got some ads going here. With that, a rough winter. Well, he did better than I thought. I think he's gonna beat me though. I'm a little concerned that that I won't be able to get. I think it was 25,000. We'll have to double check. I gotta make sure. I'm gonna bring down this audio, and then I'm gonna get through these ads here. Thanks for writing some answers in, and you gave him a little help there, and so he probably would have ended up with like 15,000. But I can exit out of this now. Oh, no, I got another one. Yeah, no, I just thought that it would be cool just to change this up a little bit, and as John was saying earlier, he's been pretty busy with studying and stuff, and he didn't necessarily have some time to look into. Well, he's basically just had that on his mind, so playing this might just be sort of a fun thing he can do while he's in the midst of studying for some of those exams that he's doing for part-time law school. And so I just thought this would take his mind off it a little bit. Oh, okay. No, I didn't at all. No. Oh, sorry, I put down your audio. Just speak again.
Ooh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, keep speaking.
Check 1 2.
Okay,
check.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, Jamesy, you got to beat 25 grand.
All right. Oh, we lost the game capture. Hold on here.
All right, let's get her back up here. This is awesome, man. This is gonna be a time waster for me, I think.
Oh, I think I have to click on it. Oh, it's not coming up again.
I feel like it might have been Salt Riot. Feels like Salt Riot. You know what I mean?
Done. I don't know why this is fighting me today.
Oh, she's fighting you? Oh, are you not going to get to... maybe James is too intimidated to play after my streak. Does anybody else buy this? Does anybody else buy this whole deal? I wonder if James
No, it was
really
after
is
I went
having
away, because it gave me ads. So let's go.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe I'll have to have a rematch next week or something.
I did really well. I'm quite happy with that, how that went.
Classic.
But the trouble is, okay, there is another, there's another one online, right? There's another
what?
Who Wants to
I'll
Be a Millionaire
restart it.
online.
Oh,
There's
really?
It's Salt Riots. That's what I thought. I thought it was, it's
Let me
Bread
re-
Riot
let
or
me,
Salt
let me
Riot.
restart.
Probably because the price of salt went through the roof or something crazy.
Let me restart.
So there is another website that has Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it's a little bit more like the real show where they tell you like what you would be guaranteed, and it has the same music too as the original show. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But...
There we go.
Oh, we're back.
Okay. Sorry about that. It's just, this might be just this application is a little finicky.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we can hear it, and I'm ready to go. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
So John got 25,000, I think. What goes around is all around, right? In the words of Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys.
What goes around comes around. Final answer B.
Nice. $500, James. Nice work.
For $1,000.
Okay, here we go.
In what sport does 6 games make a set? I'm gonna go with tennis. A. Final answer. Watch me just lose on the second one. Okay, here we go.
No, Alex and I have been playing tennis. We've been doing a bunch of tennis.
$2,000. What is the name of Utah's NBA team? B. Final answer. Utah Jazz.
You got this. You got this.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Wait, I'm not supposed to help you, but you were gonna click it in.
For $3,000. What is the smallest state in the world? Oh my. Sorry, my door just.
Oh, I know this.
It's the smallest state in the world.
I'm pretty sure I know this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say D. Vatican City. What are you thinking, John?
Did you want me to help you? I mean, I think it is D.
Let's go with Vatican City. All right, easy. That was an easy one. For $5,000, what kind of method is used for transmitting text information as a series of on-off tones, lights, or clicks? For $5,000, I will pick Morse code.
Row code.
A final answer.
Nice.
All right, 7,500. I got Lily getting in behind me here, going for napping.
Oh, good luck with that one. I can't
Oh, that was
remember.
nice. Which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle wore a purple bandana?
Oh man, this is so tough.
I think
man.
Raphael, honestly.
Do you remember? I don't remember.
I think it's Raphael.
There are probably people in the chat who are just screaming.
I'm gonna go with Ask the audience.
This is a good Ask the Audience
A.
question. There we go. This is a good Ask the Audience.
Donatello. Go with
Someone like, come
Donatello.
on, guys.
Okay, there we go.
Well, you were going to lose there.
Lily
so that's
loves
good.
screens. Look at her.
Woo! Hi, Lily.
What is a cerebral vascular accident?
James, you know this.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with stroke. What are we thinking, guys?
That seems right to me.
A stroke.
You know this.
Let's go. 10 grand.
You know, that's your purview,
Thank you,
James.
Tracy.
You're the biology medical guy.
$12,500. When did the Titanic set sail?
I knew this.
It's all the same year, too.
Yeah, well.
Well, there's icebergs, right? So I think it's got to be in April. What's her name? We only have a girl who's good at science and books, right?
Well, maybe it's different.
Books?
Maybe you have a different expert, right?
No, we got one. We pay for more experts.
Oh.
What are we thinking,
That
guys? Anybody in
sucks.
the chat?
Man, I'm pretty
28
sure.
seconds.
I'm pretty sure. Anybody in the chat?
Oh, we got a new one. Let's do 60% sure it's A.
I think it's the 10th
Okay,
too.
thanks. I got my
Really do,
expert.
yeah.
Let's go. Unfortunately,
And I'm not saying I actually did think it was the 10th. I didn't want to screw you up though.
what year was the first model of the Toyota Camry?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say 80s.
I think it was.
And please don't
C
give me
feels right.
both for the. I gotta.
Are you gonna do
at least
it? Are
beat
you gonna
John.
do it 50-50?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yes,
with
man.
83.
It's C for sure.
Let's go.
'Cause I had a 99 Corolla and it was not the first year of that one. So.
Okay, for $25,000. Which is the northernmost capital town of Asia?
It's not Kabul. Ooh, man.
Holy smokes. Didn't you get 25 grand too? I
Yeah.
can't lose to you. What do we think,
What is the
guys?
other one? What's the switch up thing?
I can switch answers. Or switch questions.
Oh,
I'll switch questions. Which country's flag consists of just the color green? You know this one?
Well, I know some of them that it's not, but like it's not Chad. I think.
Nope.
I think it's Kenya.
Hey,
I think it's
Tracy.
Kenya.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. But you're gonna have to you can go with your gut, man. What do you think? I think it's C, but just the color green.
I think it's, yeah, C or D, maybe. We'll see.
I don't think it's Libya.
Oh, John, that was you.
What is it? What is it?
Okay,
let's look
use
this
one
up.
of these.
Libyan flag.
Yes.
Look up Libyan flag.
Oh, we're still going. C. See, I said it was either C or D, and you messed me up with C. That's a pass. That's a
What?
pass. I passed.
Wait, why did you get to go it again?
Don't ask. What term is
Okay,
used
well,
to describe a
I-
very good
I won.
investment? Blue chip. Blue chip.
That's true. Blue chip.
Blue chip. Why is that 50 grand? Goodness gracious.
All right, well, I won this. Now let's win together.
Alistair and Kara, where were you? I guess maybe it's a delay in the stream.
Third man.
Goodness.
Oh,
Orson
I
Welles
never saw
plays
the-
who
I
in
never
the
saw
third
the
man?
third man. I feel terrible as a film grad. I never saw the third man.
Oh, we gotta get a mill here. Okay, there's 3 Harrys. Do we think it's the one man?
I think it's
out?
Harry Lime, man. Harry Lime.
Really? Why do you pick
C.
C every time?
Nope.
Oh, you think
That's
it's
just
Larry
it.
Mime?
No,
that's not
Harry
right.
Lime. C. I think it's right. I think it's right.
Are you
Feel it.
legit?
Yep.
We got any chatters now? Are you for real though? You don't know.
This is a guess, but it feels right.
It does feel right, doesn't it? Dime
Feels right.
time? No, and Larry
Not Harry
Mime?
Time. Harry Lime feels
Come on.
right.
Let's go. Only
Yeah!
real name. It's the only real name. For
Oh my gosh, come on, man, for the
$250,000.
million.
Where did Siren
Siren cheese.
cheese originate from? Oof.
Oh, Greece. The sirens.
Okay. No, John.
What?
I'm right. Sorry. It's
Wait. We would have
it's-
long lost this game.
it's Bulgaria.
That's
It's Bulgaria.
Was that what you-
John, you've messed me up twice now. Going
You were
for the
gonna
$1
guess
million.
Bulgaria.
Yes,
You're
I was.
kidding. You were not gonna
Yeah,
miss.
I was. Which NBA player hasn't won the NBA Slam Dunk Contest? I gotta go with Kobe Bryant.
What is this second chance stuff? Sean Kemp. I don't know.
Kobe Bryant did dunks? Rest in peace. I didn't know he
Yes,
dunked.
that's right.
I'm gonna say Spud Webb. There's no way there's a Spud. I think there's a Spud.
This feels old, but maybe an old. No, was it Sean Kemp? Was it Sean Kemp?
Forgive me, Spud. Forgive me, Spud.
Wait, this doesn't make
Harold,
any sense, man.
Are you kidding me?
It was Sean Kemp. I said it.
Holy smokes. Sorry, guys. Well, what? That was the perfect ending because we did not deserve to win the million, and I just. Well, maybe we'll check that out one time. We're gonna play. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I got the wrong version then. I just thought it would be good to take your mind off some of the stuff you're doing. So. Well, it was perfect timing too. It's an hour here, so we really appreciate you guys getting us back in. I love how Alistair starts laughing. Tina says that was fun. Good, good. Well, that was fun to watch. Eliza says good, good. No, we thought we might do a movie one. We might do a movie game because John's a big movie guy. I did a what song is that? And I did country. And John, I literally nailed every single song. Like I got 10 out of 10. I was online too, and I beat other people. So we could play that, where we actually play against other people online. I got 10. I got all of them right. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, we'll do a country one and. So we'll do that or a movie one. We'll do some stuff, some fun stuff like that, different activities, and keep it fresh. And really glad to be back. And again, you'll be here next week, right, John? But it'll be kind of stressful because you're doing an exam that day. So we'll play a game, or I'll think of something interesting to do. Thank you guys for dropping in, and see you guys next week. Yep, go ahead, John. Oh yeah. Yeah. They could have been helping me a little bit more with some of those answers during the thing, but we won't hold that against them. All right, guys, have a great week. Thank you so much for being here, and tell your friends, tell your family. It's we have a good time here every 5:30. We really appreciate your support. Okay, see you guys. I didn't have John's audio on. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. That's so funny. Okay, I'll tell him that nobody could hear him. Alright, bye.